So first, I want to agree that I do believe that this policy in the United States of regulation by enforcement is a failed policy, and it's creating havoc in the marketplace, and that havoc in the marketplace ultimately hurts the very retail consumer that the SEC purports to protect. I think what we're seeing is power and politics elevated over sound policy, and that is not a good thing. To your question, why Ripple? That is a good question. I'm not sure I have a good answer to it. What I will tell you is that the lawsuit was filed on December 22nd, 2020, on the last day of the prior administration when Jay Clayton was the chair of the SEC. The day after the lawsuit was filed, Jay Clayton left office, and within 2 weeks of the lawsuit being filed, the entire senior leadership team that was, I think, involved in the decision to file the lawsuit left the SEC. So why Ripple? I'm not really sure. I think we can all venture a bunch of different guesses. Maybe the SEC was tired of playing whack-a-mole with some smaller tokens, and they felt that if they could go after Ripple and indirectly attack the digital asset XRP, which Ripple relies on to facilitate its cross-border payments, maybe they thought that they can send a broader message to the entire market. But I think what they've learned is that if you challenge a well-resourced company, that well-resourced company can put on a very robust defense and really expose the SEC that what they're doing in this case is not applying the law. It's not a faithful allegiance to the law. They're seeking to remake the law, and they don't have the power to remake the law. Only Congress can remake the law.
Hey guys, things are just starting to get interesting, so for all the XRP holders out there, keep on holding. Take a look at this tweet. Alderati is right in so many levels. There's no way the SEC has the authority to remake the law, and clearly their policy of regulation by enforcement is failing. That's exactly what is currently happening between the SEC and Ripple. The regulatory body is trying to enforce their will, and they've not made anything clear. What's more, Ripple has always worked with the regulatory body, but now something changed. Anyway, before we get down to today's video, let's roll that intro. As always, welcome to Moneyside, your favorite crypto channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way you get updates when we drop new videos. Don't forget to smash that like button. And remember, you can always leave a comment or a question in the comment section below.
Well, I think we are moving into a new world order. I think the internet of value, Ripple talks a lot about what payments look like, not just today, but in 10, 20 years. And when we think about that, we talk about this internet of value. How do we let value move the way information moves today? I think about the dynamic between Ripple and Swift, not dissimilar to the dynamic between, when Amazon in 1997, 1998, and you got Walmart. Certainly it's a David and Goliath kind of classic story. I think that the challenge is you're dealing with, when Ripple thinks about the future of the internet of value, really democratizing payments, reducing costs dramatically, increasing speed dramatically, we're really thinking about it the same way we introduced new technologies like TCP/IP and HTTP that became the internet of information. When we talk about what the Swift network is today, it's kind of a closed network. It has a lot of members on it for sure, but AOL had a lot of members. And when we moved into the age of the internet and a decentralized democratic network, I think that what you're seeing introduced with blockchain technologies, and by the way, it's not just Ripple. When we think about interoperability, we think about interoperability between many blockchains. And I think that the future we see is certainly one of many networks, interoperable networks, and reducing the friction of those payments to close to zero. And I think you're going to see a lot of innovation spawn from that, part from Ripple and part from an entire ecosystem. So I'll also agree very much with what Godfrey said at the end. Competition has clearly been a good thing for Swift. I think that I do think what has happened at GPI is a big step forward. For 40 plus years, we had a construct around how cross-border correspondent banking worked. It worked, but it had a lot of limitations. We're seeing that move forward, but I think it's a step forward when you're switching from kind of, if I may, horse and buggy to, hey, can we make the horse and buggy go faster? Sure, but if we can actually just move to a Ferrari, let's do that.
If it's about kind of, okay, funding a film, like it should be a real movie that's being made and that kind of you can be a part of and so on. Like there should be actual something of value behind the collection.
Awesome. Well, Cami, it's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you again for joining us. Here we are on the 6th floor. Coinbase Theater is this way. Let's check out the 6th floor. Now, this is definitely an interesting thing we've got here. Some cool displays here at NFT NYC 2022. I just ran into at NFT NYC TechCon Catalina. Hi, everyone. And Girl Gone Crypto. Hello. And we are at NFT NYC 2022 having a blast, right, ladies?
Oh yeah. This is crazy. It's way too big. I was not expecting this. This really is the city that never sleeps. That's what I think. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
After exploring the main venue, we took off to check out some satellite events. First stop, Ripple House.
I'm here with David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple. Hi, David.
Hi, Rachel. Always a pleasure to talk to you.
Always a pleasure. And today we're at the Ripple House in New York. Any thoughts on the current market and how that may be impacting Web3 and NFT creators?
It's a mixed bag. So the disadvantages are very obvious, like it's choking out venture capital, and justifiably so. Bad projects shouldn't get easy access to venture capital. That's not necessarily a good thing. But it's also discouraging people from being interested in the space. And you get a little bit of a brain drain. So like, I'm not going to go into anything connected to crypto because that might be a dying industry. Like nobody wants 3 years of experience in it. No one new to a job wants 3 years of experience in a field that they fear might go away or that they're hearing negative things about. So that's kind of the obvious disadvantages. On the plus side, there's a lot of bad projects out there, and shaking them out of the space is not necessarily a bad thing. A lot of those projects are awash with money, and so they're taking away talent. And those people now, are going to look around for, we would hope, for we've been doing fantastic with recruiting lately because these projects are shedding some of their most talented developers, or some of the first ones who are like, why would I be working on this thing that's just not realistic? Like in a market that's shooting up, everything seems like a good idea. So I think it has not been as bad for us as it's been for some others in space, and it hasn't been all negative, I think, for the space as a whole.
Right, for sure.
With Ripple's mainframe, we can finally solve some of the challenges that plague global liquidity, for instance, high cross-border payment fees. And as you can see, Ripple's network has several use cases. The company has been working tirelessly to ensure they are relevant in different sectors across the crypto market. Typically, it's almost virtually impossible to get rid of Ripple, even though the SEC just keeps trying. Also, did you see the trading limit that was placed on XRP on Crypto.com? That goes to show you that the world is waking up to the potential of this coin. If you don't have XRPs in your wallet, then my friend, you are alone. The whole crypto world is stocking up on XRPs. We can all see Ripple has a pretty strong case in court, and they are most likely going to win. That's why the current court case has been dragged on this long. And then this happened. According to U.Today, attorney Bethan Rion Jones just filed an application requesting to join and also appear on Ripple's defense team. More and more people are joining Ripple's defense team, while nobody seems to agree with the SEC except for a few high individuals who seem to have a deal with the regulatory body that we just don't know about. It's not the first time that the government is accused of being shady, and I doubt that the SEC is any different. On the other hand, Ripple is strengthening its ties in the global market and in the future of crypto. I just saw this article where a former exec of Ripple is leading the Australian CBDC project. This is obviously not a coincidence, and it's happening way too many times. Former Ripple employees are finding their way into specific roles in the CBDC world. And that's something to watch out for. Finally, the opportunity we've all been waiting for. Ripple is strategically positioning itself in the next phase of cryptocurrencies and the financial market in general. Take a moment and look back. Ripple is in NFTs, ISO 20000, 2020, CBDCs, fast cross-border payments, Web3, and on-demand liquidity. These are all characteristics of the financial market. Now, tell me, do you still believe Ripple will lose the case? I don't think so. As always, do your own research and always trade safely, guys. Please keep in mind we're not a licensed financial advisor. All videos on this channel are intended for entertainment purposes only. You can always let us know what you think in the comment section below, and let's have a conversation. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to like this video, and please click on that subscribe button below and turn on notifications so you get informed whenever we post our amazing content. We'll look forward to seeing you on the next Money Side.